CA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour here at the Bob Carpenter Center to recap the 2019 CA Women's Basketball Championship. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Jody Lavin-Patrick. And Jody, it was certainly an exciting ball game here from start to finish. Let's go half by half, beginning with the first half. As you know, Drexel and Towson were just exchanging blows, it seems.
It was possession by possession in the first half, and it seemed like each team was getting the pace they wanted, and then the other team would seize it. And that's what was great about this game, because it was extremely well played. Rebounding was big early, I think, and the players who you thought were going to play well did.
Yes.
Except for Towson, I think that Jeter really started out a little slow, and she never really picked it up until the end, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it really was. It was a one-point game at halftime, and everyone sort of expected that. 27-26, Towson up one. So, but well played and low scoring, but well played.
Then, as you said, Jeter picked it up in the second half, biggest shot of the game, second half action. Once again, it really the same type of story. Both teams were just, the X's and O's and the schematics and everything in this game were just perfect by both coaches, and just a couple more executions by Towson down the stretch led them to the win.
And that was one of the huddles that Matt Janis, our sideline reporter, got. He said that Diane Richardson of Towson said, look, it's going to come down to execution. It's a 5-minute game right now. That was at a 5-minute timeout. She said, we know what we have to do. Just take a deep breath and let's get it done, and they did. Now, one of the number time, 2:11 in the game, 46-43, Drexel's up, and they had the ball. So those are three things. That's the trifecta with 2:11 to go, and a big steal by Q Murray, and a layup, boom, 1-point game on. And I think it was at that point the confidence level absolutely rose for Towson. I mean, they were confident during the game anyway, but then they realized, okay, we are going to win this game. And Drexel, you could feel, took a little step back right there, because that was a big possession and a big, not only the steal, but Q finished it as well.
And then, of course, Kiana Jeter knocked down probably in many ways the game-winning shot, but the clutch shot of the game.
Well, and that was off of a high pick and roll. It was the second option of the play we just found out in the presser. It was not the option that Diane Richardson had called for. She wanted Nakaya Mayo to get the ball. Didn't happen, and at that point, Jeter just said, well, I had the ball, I had to make something happen. And there was a switch on the high pick and roll. So that put Metzel on Jeter, and at that point, sort of game over, really, because at that point, Metzel took a step back. She did not get out quick enough on Jeter. Jeter just did a little step back move and drained about a 17-footer from the right side, and nothing but net.
Absolutely, and we caught up actually with the tournament most outstanding performer, Nakaya Mayo, during the celebration. Here's what she had to say.
20 points today for you. What was the mindset for you coming into this ball game?
We just had to play hard defense, and run them off the three-point line.
What does this win in this championship mean to you, to this program? Just for Coach Richardson winning Coach of the Year, just talk about this season.
It means a lot. They picked us ranked 8th, and we came out to be #1. We won the championship on top.
All right, we'll go celebrate with your team. Congratulations.
Nakaya Mayo, happy indeed. The Towson Tigers, the 2019 CA Women's Basketball Champions, and what a remarkable run they had. And the preseason picked 8th, winning the championship. They're advancing to the NCAA tournament. What has Diane Richardson done in 2 years that has gotten them to this point? And what type of team can they be in the NCAA tournament that can give some of those big teams problems?
Well, I'll start with Nakaya Mayo, because she was a player who was here at Towson and did not transfer in, and she wasn't recruited in. She was already at Towson, and she really believed a lot of what the coaches were telling her, which was, you're now going to be a 4, a stretch 4, which means you're going to be able to take that outside shot, but we need you to be able to do some damage inside too. And she just really grew underneath the staff, and it was a quick 2 years. I mean, a really quick 2-year turnaround. I don't know if Diane or anyone in the league would expected that to happen, this to happen in a championship, but she was the Coach of the Year, voted by her peers. So they knew, the coaches knew that she did a nice job, and they rewarded her with it. So then she's rewarding her team with the championship. So they did a great job. NCAA, they don't really care. I just asked Diane. I said, where do you think? She goes, I have no idea. Maybe South Carolina. We don't want to go out west though. But when you say things like that, then all of a sudden they're going to end up up out west. But right now, it's going to be a tough matchup, I think, because they have some size.
Yes.
They have Camp inside. They've got Mayo who can do inside outside, and they have Maya Lee who came in and who starts, but she was going back and forth. So they have some answers inside, and then obviously the guard play that won the game for them. So it's no matter who they play, those teams are going to have to match up with Towson.
We look forward to seeing who they will play on Monday once the selections come out. We'll be back in studio next week to break down who Towson will play in the NCAA tournament. For now, so long from the Bob Carpenter Center in Newark.